Hey everyone. Now, it has been 10 years in the making when John Cena came in the ring and told to Kurt Angle ruthless aggression, and that was a great match. Plus, that was John Cena's debut match, and it happened in Chicago, Illinois at the All-State Arena. It's on W.com if you guys don't believe me. But anyway, I thought in my head that John Cena's not gonna cut it in the WWE because there's a lot of bigger guys and more guys have more better talent, and I was totally wrong. And plus, at the time when he first debuted versus Kurt Angle, he had a goofy haircut, goofy ring attire, but when you're a rookie in the business, when you first debut, you really think you're gonna have what John Cena's having now? No. You gotta prove yourself, and you gotta work your way to the top. And he freaking did. You know, he was world champion at the time, W champion. I'm not going in any specific order, okay? United States champion, tag team champion. He made a bunch of movies. He even did a rapping album and all that great stuff. Even a rapping music video and all that great stuff, and he was on Tonight Show and all that great jazz, you know. He had a lot of great, unbelievable rivalries with JBL, Kurt Angle, and so on. And a lot of people were very, very happy that let me rephrase that. A lot of people were very happy when he won the W champion over JBL. And he just, because JBL gave him he was the new guy, the new kid on the block, and he just took it to the next level. Okay, now I'm going to discuss the name of this video, 10 years in the making, John Cena versus Kurt Angle, great history. Now I think this is the very first time they met on pay-per-view, New Year's Revolution 06. At the time was John Cena was a current WWE champion, and the people were in it: Kurt Angle, Kane, HBK, Carlito, and Chris Masters. I think, in my point of view, Kurt Angle should have won this blasted pay-per-view and become WWE champion. But we all know what happened. John Cena retained a belt, but later in the evening, like 5-10 minutes later, the Radar Superstar cashed it in, and the rest is freaking history. So I really enjoyed this pay-per-view. It was awesome, a lot of blood, and terrific. Okay, next match in pay-per-view was Unforgiven 06 1-1 match between Kurt Angle versus John Cena. Of course, I think Kurt Angle won by DQ, but John Cena retained the belt. And at the time, John Cena was a Super Cena, and that really irritated me because my former co-worker from my previous job was a John Cena mark or something like that. And that really bugged me. Well, he's not really a John Cena fan. He's just like the guys who was a face. He doesn't understand the face from heel, and I really understand. A lot of people don't understand that, so I'm not gonna talk about that any further, you know. But I guess his friend was a big wrestling fan, but I know more stuff than he does. But hopefully he doesn't watch wrestling videos online because he doesn't have a computer. But I mean, his mom does, but not himself. But let me move forward here, okay? But I really enjoyed this feud, and then the next time they met was Taboo Tuesday. Yes, it happened on Tuesday, November 1st, 05, triple threat match, but this time HBK was in part of it. And I think, yeah, Kurt Angle lost again, and because I think John Cena kept the belt. I forgot how long he had the belt, but great feud. I really enjoyed this pay-per-view overall. I think that Taboo Tuesday was all set up, you know. Come on now. I think the next time they met was on Raw, and I think Bischoff was a special referee, and I think Bischoff trying to screw John Cena a WWE belt, but Bischoff failed, and I think the same night that McMahon came out of the ring and says, "Bischoff, you're fired." I think he did. I think he put him in a dumpster. You know that dumpster, the garbage truck. I think that was the time, or was it somebody else? I can't think of off my top of my head. So that's very cool. Of course, we all know that John Cena, after this great rivalry, he went to a different rivalries with Batista. I'm not going any specific order. Batista, Orton, Triple H, Sheamus, and beyond. And for Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, the triple threat match for No Way Out 06 to go to WrestleMania 22. Then he had a little rivalry with Shawn Michaels. Eliminated him at Rumble 05. Then they had a match at WrestleMania 21. That was a hell of a freaking match. Then they had a rematch at Vengeance 06. Or was it 05? I don't remember. I won't recall. Then they had a match, his rivals, at One Night Stand, the ECW version is unbelievable. Kurt Angle had great rivalries with their opponents, his opponents, and John Cena had his great rivalries. So this is just a small video, something different for a change, and I'm not too sure when my next video. And I miss Kurt Angle in WWE. He performed very well, but we all know why he left WWE, because it's a lighter schedule, and plus, I don't know the whole rest of the story. And maybe he'll come back in WWE, he may not. I like them seeing being a Hall of Fame, but we all know that that's not going to happen. Now, we all know that TNA has their own Hall of Fame, so maybe TNA will put Kurt Angle in there. So, hopefully. I know they don't have all the video footage when he first debuted in the company, but from TNA, yes. From WWE, no. So I like Kurt Angle. I still do. Heel, face, unreal, great athlete. Same thing for John Cena. John Cena will never ever turn heel, and that's the bottom line. And Team Right said so. At the time, I drank the Kool-Aid, and I was totally wrong. So I'm not going to discuss when this John Cena is going to turn heel. I'm not going to discuss that at all, okay? Case closed. Okay, everyone, enjoy the video. Hit the sub button. Hit the sub button all the time. And add me on Skype if you want to. And follow me on Twitter and all that great jazz. And I'll see you guys next video.